Hi, my name is Jenny Nash. Welcome to your Arena Wild Tribe outdoor learning session. This is the first of 6 videos with outdoor activities for Key Stage 1 children, all based on the topic of our world. What we can see, what we can hear, what we can feel, what we can discover about the things around us, what's growing, what's living, and how we can help our beautiful world. And how we also can use nature to have lots of fun. Today we're going to be linking our session to some science aspects of the curriculum. We're going to do a bug hunt, we're going to make a butterfly, and I hope you enjoy the session. Do pause the video at any time so that you can get the equipment you need or do the activities that I have suggested. Or you could watch the whole video through, the whole thing through, and then have a go yourself or with family at the activities. But please make sure you tell your parents what you're doing and where you're going to be. Today, the equipment that you need is this. Hope you can see that. So the main thing for the Minibeast Hunt, you'll need a container. And you'll need, I've just got an old big mushroom container. I've also got a very small one inside which I think had falafels in, but you might use an ice cream container, an old tub. Okay, you need an old spoon, this one's covered in paint, and maybe a paintbrush, something old. You don't necessarily need both. You could also have a hula hoop, so you can mark out the area that you're going to look in. Or you might, like me, just want to wander around your whole garden, or if you're outside for a walk. You might want to have gardening gloves on as you're looking for these creatures, and you might want to have a magnifying glass so you can look at them in more detail. Okay. I want you to think about where you're going to do your activities. I'm out in my garden. I'm very lucky I have a large garden. If you don't have a garden, you might want to go for a walk, but please make sure you're with an adult. The rules of Wild Tribe are as follows. Firstly, look after yourself. I've got nettles in my garden that sting, I've got brambles that prickle, I've got thistles growing in the grass, so I can't go out with bare feet. In the hedgerows, if you're going out for a walk, you'll find similar things, so do be careful. The next rule is look after each other. So make sure that you watch what they're doing as well, and just make sure they realise where the stinging nettles are so they don't get hurt. And the third thing is look after the environment. Make sure that you're really, really careful with when you're looking at Minibeast like we're going to today, and regarding flowers, if you pick any flowers in your garden, as long as you ask your parents, that's fine. But if you're out in the hedgerows, then you do need to make sure you do not pick out any by the roots because they won't grow back, or that you always leave some there. So there's a group of 5 flowers of the same sort, then perhaps just pick 1 or maybe 2. Okay, so I think we're ready to start, but I have a friend with me here. This is Hedgehog. Say hello, Hedgehog. Hello, children. Looking forward to working with you. So I want you first of all to think of an animal or bird that starts with the same sound or the same letter as your name and an action to go with it. My name is Jenny, so I'm going to be Jenny the jackdaw, which is a bird. So I'm going to flap my wings. Hedgehog, what are you going to be? I'm going to be Hector the hedgehog, and I'm going to roll up very small, curl up very small, because I do that if people are annoying me or they come close and I think they might hurt me, and then they won't touch me because of all my prickles. So I'm Hector the hedgehog. So we're going to go on a Minibeast hunt today. You can look under rocks, you can look in trees, you can look in flower beds, in grass and in hedges. If you wanted to, you could just think, I'm going to look in one area. You could put a hula hoop down and just think, what can I find in this one area? you might need to dig up a little bit of soil, a little bit of mud, a little bit of earth, which you can do with the spoon. But do check with your the adults that are looking after you, that you're not going to dig up any seeds or things that they have recently planted. You do need to be careful. Do not hurt the mini beast. That's why using a spoon or a paintbrush can really help. So I went on a mini beast hunt earlier, and I found various things in my garden. I don't know how well you can see these. I'm going to try and put some on a board here for you to see a little bit more closely, but they're quite tricky to get hold of, so I'm going to use the paintbrush to very gently get that one out. And that is a centipede. Oh, it's disappeared already. I have got some worms. In fact I've got several centipedes. I've got some worms. I did have an ant, but it went away. I did have a spider, but the spider just escaped. I also have somewhere 2 snail shells, but they haven't got any snails left in them. They're empty. And in fact, at one point, one of the centipedes decided it was going to go and make the shell its home and went in there, and I thought it had crept out, but in fact it was inside the shell. Okay, I've also so I've got about 3 worms. I've also got a very small woodlouse. I was hoping I'd be able to find a bigger woodlouse to show you, because I think woodlice are incredible things. Can you think why they might be called woodlice? It's very, very small. But woodlice like to live underneath the bark of trees. Sometimes you can find them if you lift up little bits of wood that have been lying in the garden for a while. So there's lots and lots of places for you to look, but do make sure you have asked an adult that it's okay to look there. And if you're out for a walk, just be really careful in the hedgerows having a look. Okay, some do not want to be caught. And I've had several spiders that I wasn't able to actually get hold of. Okay, so I'm hoping you'll have fun going out and having a go at a bug hunt. You don't need much equipment, and I've been out for a good hour looking around my garden to see what I could find. There are on the internet, through Woodland Trust, there's some great identification sheets which you can download and maybe print out if you've got a printer and tick off what you found. So that's Nature Detectives by the Woodland Trust. Okay, and then once you've found them and when you had a look at them, can you take a photo? Other activities you can do is, can you take a photo of them? Can you draw any of the mini beasts on a piece of paper? Can you find out anything else about the creature? So the woodlice, how many legs do they have? See if you can find out, and I'll tell you next time. Can you make a model of a mini beast? I've got a couple here. So here, I've got a little caterpillar with a little face, so I've used beads and I've used some wood that is hollow. And there's various different types of wood that are hollow, or the inside can be pushed out. It could be elder, it could be bamboo, and then you need to ask a parent if they can cut it into shorter lengths. Here I've used a pipe cleaner to put through it, and then I've also had some other beads as well. I've also, because Hedgehog's helping me today, made a little hedgehog, and I made this one out of clay and put lots of little sticks for its legs, and I've got sticks for its spikes, and I've got stones for its eyes. Okay, but if you don't have clay, you could use plasticine. If you have any plasticine, you could use playdough, or you could use mud and then leave the mud to dry once you've made it. So there's plenty and plenty of activities that you can do with mini beasts. So the final thing we're going to do today is we're going to make a butterfly. Oh, just to remind you, once you've finished with your mini beast, don't leave them in that plastic container. Put them back where you found them. It doesn't have to be the exact place, but somewhere safe in your garden or back in the hedge. Okay, so we're going to make a butterfly. I've got one here and I've coloured it on both sides. I've got rainbow colours on that side and I've got patterns on there. And for this one, I actually use crayons. And then I put it onto a stick. I've actually used it on a willow stick because they're quite bendy. And then you can run around the garden flapping your butterfly as you go. Okay, you can see it's flapping its wings. So all you need for that one is you need a piece of paper. I've used an A4 piece of paper, but it doesn't have to be that size. And then fold it in half. So fold it in half really firmly. And then with a pencil, mark out the shape on the paper of half a butterfly. Half a butterfly. You can always get a parent to help you or an adult to help you. Okay, and then with a pair of scissors, cut around the shape, around the pencil marks. Like that, and if you open it up, you have your butterfly shape. It's what we call symmetrical because both sides are exactly the same. And then you need to colour it. Now you've got a choice. You could use felt tips, you could use some crayons, but you could also use some flowers. If you've got any flowers in your garden or in the hedgerow, but again, do check with your adults first that you're allowed to pick them. I'm just looking for one. I think I had a dandelion close by. There's just one just over here. Pick the dandelion, and then you can use these like paints. You can rub them on and it makes really good yellow circles. Okay, so you can see the yellow circles on there. And then I've also got a little blue flower. I think it's a forget-me-not, which I also found in my garden. I'm not sure what happens with this one. I'm going to try. Oh yeah, lovely blue colour. Okay, so I've got some other spots as well. And then you can use, if you haven't got any flowers, don't worry, just use your crayons or some felt tips, and you can make it really pretty. Do lots of different ones. And then I've got a piece of willow. I'm going to take off all the leaves, but similarly you can find any stick. The thinner the better really. And then you're going to put it, okay, like that. You'll need some sellotape, and then stick it. It's good to colour both sides. I've only done one on this one, just to quickly show you. Put the sellotape across, and there you have your butterfly. So I hope you've enjoyed the session today. I've certainly enjoyed going around my garden and finding everything. And now I'm going to put all the creatures back again. Stay safe, enjoy the activities, take lots of photographs, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Wave goodbye, hedgehog. Bye.